start recording and then talk. Okay, how is everybody? All right, you guys. So what I kind of wanted to do tonight, and I kind of want to get your guys' feedback too after this, because I want to kind of do maybe more of this, like either once a month on the team call, or, you know, we want to a little bit more than that, or once every other month, whatever we think. But I think the question and answer would be awesome, because I got to thinking about it this morning. And, you know, sometimes, like even me, I still have questions that I just don't write down. They get unanswered. I forget about later. And I thought we maybe try to schedule this. Maybe it's something you guys can write your questions down, and then we can just kind of have a fun discussion about it, just an open discussion. There's so many amazing leaders on this team and ambassadors on this team that are brand new, that are full of knowledge. So, you know, anybody can answer any of the questions. Doesn't have to be me. And I told Dusty, which you can see she joined us. So that hopefully she gets to join us tonight. So we're going to have like the professional here tonight too for questions and answers. But kind of go through and see what questions you guys have that I know can help so many other people too. And so thought it'd be fun. So I hope you guys wrote down some of your questions. Dusty, do you want to say anything, or do you want to just kind of listen in?
I was just popping on to say hi to everybody. I don't have anything specific to say. A lot of Monday nights I'm at ball games, so I don't get to show my face and say hi to everybody. So there was no ball game today, so I thought I'd pop on and say hi.
Well, good. I'm glad you did, Dusty. Thank you. All right. So who wants to start with any questions? Does anybody want to? Or we want to raise hands, or how do you guys want to do it? However you guys want. If anybody has a question, please start. Marcin, you have a question, or did you just unmute?
I don't have a question, but I'll think of one here in a few minutes.
Okay, awesome. No, sorry, I thought I'd seen you unmuted. So, anybody else who wants to go first on a question?
I have one.
Okay, go, Libby.
How, when you sign a new ambassador, okay, so I know that a lot of you do like three-way calls, right? With your upline. I feel like I haven't had the greatest luck with those. Like, I feel like I get super, super excited, and I almost overwhelm them with my expectations that if it doesn't happen for them right away, they like go MIA. And I'm like, what the hell? You were such rock star material, and then you just, I don't know, it's so strange. And so I don't know if there's something that I can do differently to not, I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense. And probably, Libby, my first thought is it's nothing you have done. That's not, because you have done just right, in my opinion, and I've seen you on them, and I've seen you do them. And you do excellent, because you're excited, you're motivated, you show them the potential of this, and then it's up to them. And, you know, a lot of times when we've talked, there are people that I think are going to be complete rock stars and that are just going to take off. And I'm like, they have influence, they could do this, and then nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's somebody else that you sign, and it's like, well, I'm not quite sure. And then they take off and run with it. And so it's up to them. Libby is the big thing that I've come to the conclusion of. But it is fair to give everybody that same, you know, motivation and that same belief right off the bat. And then what they do with it is up to them. And I will tell you, even on some of the three-way calls, I felt the same way. They're excited even on the three-way call, and they're into it, and they're like, I'm going to do this. This is great. They never do, you know, they don't come to their potential of what we see. All we can do is give them that info, give them that motivation, pour that belief into them, and let them know that we believe in them and that they can do this, but we can't, you know, make them believe. That is up to them. Dusty, you may have something good to add to that on your experiences too.
Well, I think that me not being on a three-way call with you, Libby, I'm sure you've done great because I'm sure Jeannie has taught you what to do. I just say it's going to be a person by person thing because you always want to have enthusiasm, which I'm sure you do, but you have to take it as, okay, so this person gets on and tells me they want the financial freedom. Then you're going to be that excited with them, get their goals, steer them in that direction. They're either going to do it or they're not. But if somebody gets on and says, I only want to make $100, then obviously they're not going to be, that financial freedom person. They could be, I just wanted my products paid for. So, it's just, as Jeannie says, it's up to them. You start them off the best you know how. It's important for that first between 24 to 72 hours to get that call in when they're the most excited. But in the end, sometimes fear wins with some people. Or some people, it just takes them 6 months to blossom and go forward. Because I've had people go into the witness protection program day 2 after the three-way call. So it's not just you. Because I sat back times and go, okay, wait a minute. I didn't know I was putting you in that program.
Yeah.
That's not what we discussed.
Okay.
But I mean, that's just something that happens, unfortunately.
I think you just kind of nailed it right there too, though, is that maybe I need to dig a little bit more into what their goals are instead of me just being like, I see this for you, but like, what do you see for you? Okay.
Yeah, that should always be a main question when you're doing a welcome call.
You totally I haven't, but I will now for sure. Okay, I have one more.
Can I add something really fast?
Yeah. Summer, go for it.
Okay, so I started this gig a long time ago, and when I started, I did not want anything to do with business, period. And Jimmy reached all the way down. She just walked with me, and she just loved on me for months and just slid it in there every now and then, okay? Finally, she just stuck with me and stuck it out and let me do my thing and let me arrive on my own time. And for me, that was really valuable because I didn't feel pushed. And one of the other things that was really awesome is that she blew up my phone by adding me to all the team pages. And it's not something I do now, but for me, it showed me the sense of community that is actually here. And it showed me and proved to me that I'm not doing this by myself. And that my success is going to be, the chances of that are going to be much greater because I have that tribe behind me to help me. And it took me some time to learn that. And then it started, let's just have you a party. Nobody in your community's heard about it. I had 22 people come to my party. And the next thing you know, I was doing Plexus. And I mean, I didn't post about it probably 4 months. And I had great results in the beginning, but she just walked with me. She didn't try to boss me around and tell me I had to do this or I had to do that. She let me arrive on my own time. And here I am. July this year will be 3 years. So, and I'm just not going to quit. I have 8 years till I get my pension and my job. So I got 8 years to not get another job. And I don't care how long it takes. So it's that you got to meet them where they're at and just let them arrive. I don't know. That's what worked for me anyway.
I love that, Summer. Thank you for sharing that. And it's all in the timing too, is a lot of it. So it was a great example, Summer. Great example. And I'm glad that Jimmy did that too. That's awesome because like you said, of reaching down and she knew she saw the potential in you, but yet she kind of coasted along with you. So that's awesome.
Can I say something quick?
Yes.
I was actually going to speak up, but Summer beat me to it because I was going to throw Summer out there as a prime example of somebody that just goes into witness protection, didn't want to have anything to do with it. But there's another one, too, to look at, Liberty, is Dana. When Jeannie and I did our three-way call with Dana, she didn't really want the business. Yeah. Jeannie did an awesome job of planting the seeds of like how you could get your products paid for. And now look at her. Like we just got off a call where she's telling us that her goal is to sign ambassadors a month, you know, and she's done that before. She's actually done that in a week. And that's somebody that didn't want it right away. So just don't give up on them. Okay.
Good point, Jimmy. Very good point. Yep. Okay. Libby, you had another one too, you said.
I reached out to, you know me, I stalk all of the people that made all of the like awards, right? Okay. I reached out to one of the girls in Utah that got the Silver Stars Award or trip. And I asked her how many she got and she didn't know. And I was like, no, you have to know. So do you guys know like roughly an average of how many silvers you have to get in a month to earn that?
Do you know that, Dust?
When Tammy won it few years ago, I went on a Silver Star with trip with Tammy. She had 18 people in her levels 1 through 4, and that month. So it varies from month to month. That following month, her sister Kelly was like, "Okay, if my sister can do it, I can do it." So she busted her butt, and she had 20, and she didn't earn it. And so it really varies, Libby. I've heard from people that have had 10 to 25. So
yeah, good point, Dust. Depends on the month a lot, totally. When the momentum's there, it might be a little bit harder, you know, too.
It was Dudley's fault that foul.
Okay. I mean, who has another question? Since we're on Q&A night, who has another question? Who is going to unmute? I'm watching. All right, don't make me start calling on names. All right, let's see. Erin, do you have any questions tonight? I know you have a question. I can see it.
No, actually don't. I was going to be on a voice call with a new ambassador tonight, so at 8:30, and it got moved, so I couldn't jump on anyway. Don't say a word, Serena. And so I'm just jumping on to see what everybody else has questions about.
I'll let you slide, Erin. I'll let it slide for tonight. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, Megan, do you have any questions? You always have good questions.
I almost started talking without unmuting myself. How do I work the mute button? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me explain that. No, go ahead.
I guess I had a question in my head that was kind of along that, what do I do with people? And then Summers meet them where they're at kind of thing is probably the answer I need. With my people who have kind of been trudging along, I'm tiptoeing on how to reach out without being pushy. Like how to, hey, have you given it any more thought? I know you're still taking the products, but have you given the business any more thought? Like for those ones that are been kind of on the fence and not really doing anything, but have shown some interest at some point, I don't want to not keep asking them, but I also don't want them to be like, oh, Megan will leave me alone and keeps asking me about this.
That's these are the customers you're talking about, right? Megan, customers that you
No, mine are all in wholesale ambassadors.
Okay, all right.
So they're ambassadors, but they're not like working ambassadors.
They're not work for the business. Okay.
Allie.
And what and what you're doing, Megan, is awesome by following up and just keeping in contact with them. In this book, I could find it on here. My favorite one, you know, Get Over Your Damn Self book. She mentions in here one thing that I love that goes along with that. And it was, you know, where people like what Libby was talking about goes into the witness protection program that we've all had. It's kind of where you keep, you know, following up with them. They're customers, so you kind of got to handle it differently. But, you know, you tell them, hey, look, you know, I see the potential in you. I believe in you. I know that you could rock this business. So I am going to keep bothering you, and I am going to, I mean, just be honest, you know, I am going to keep messaging you until you flat out tell me not to message you, because this, you know, however wording from Megan, but, you know, this business is amazing and I would love to see you do it. And just you kind of give them that permission to tell you, Megan, enough, you know, stop messaging me. But a lot of times what happens is when you do that, they're like, no, I'm glad you're messaging me. You know, it's just not the timing. Or it's funny how like in that she was talking about how so many times when you say those words of, you know, I'm going to keep messaging you, and you kind of put a funny humorous twist on it, and sometimes a voice message is good to do that too, so they hear your voice, you know, then it kind of, you know, lets them, it's kind of in their court a little bit, but a lot of times you get a response, she says, from people you don't get a response for months. So, you know, that's just one suggestion, is keep doing it, keep telling them, but keep letting them know you believe in them. And it's the timing, you know, just like kind of like Summer mentioned, she was kind of that wholesale ambassador, and it was in the time of just, you know, Jimmy following up with her and being there for her with her products, talking her through how to take her products, making sure she was successful on her products. That's where so many people I have seen have a hard time, because when they sign an ambassador up, boom, okay, they want to do the business, even though they're like, no, I'm just for wholesale. And then they get put into that witness protection program by the ambassador because they're not officially a customer, they're an ambassador. And I have seen so many people do that, and it's like, no, we have to treat those people like a customer, you know, even though they're a wholesale ambassador, still your customers you're offering the business to. You know, so it's just, if they've ever said any type of interest of the business, they've given you permission, Megan, they've given you permission to keep following up with them until they tell you flat out, leave me alone, Megan, I'm going to put out a restraining order on you. Summer over here is going to have to come to your house and issue probation, and, you know, so, you know, okay. But that's one suggestion I have on that. So.
Hey, Jeannie,
yes.
can I add something? And this is just kind of for everybody, because some people might think that Summer is my level 1. She is not. She is my level 4 ambassador. So keep your eyes out. And when you have somebody on another level that you know, just you see that they need help, or you think that they have that potential, reach down. That's what I did with her. And her sponsor actually told me not to. She said she doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Don't add her to the team pages. I did not listen, because I just knew that I knew that I knew that I knew. So don't be afraid to reach down, especially if you see an ambassador or 2 or 3 between you and that person that are not working the business. Okay. There's no reason why she or anybody else should not have the same advantage as our level 1s have as far as support goes. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Very good, Jimmy. Thank you for that. I love that. Great.
I feel like I've heard on other teams where people are like, oh, I really wanted to do this, and I didn't have anybody attached to me that would help me. And I'm like, what? For real? Like, that's not how we all do things.
Exactly.
So she was dead on with that. Right. Doesn't matter what level they are, reach down. And doesn't matter what their sponsor says, reach down. Because ultimately the sponsor's going to get the paycheck and go, oh, thank you.
Exactly. It's huge.
So,
yeah. Well, like Serena, a lot of people think she's my level 1, which she is. She's my adopted level 1, but she's actually my level 3. But, you know, between don't work it. So Serena's my level 1, you know, and thankfully we reached out because we became good friends too. So, I mean, you know, that's awesome. I didn't know Serena before Plexus, and now I'm like, wow, I can't imagine not doing Plexus without Serena. So I'm super thankful that we've connected and that I reached down to help her. So absolutely a big, big, big thing.
Same thing for me, Jeannie. You did the same exact thing for me. I've got people in between us that do still work, and Jeannie's, it was crazy because I didn't even know anything about Levels Up. I found 3 phone numbers in my back office when I was looking one day. I didn't know I had a Level Up, and I messaged a lady in between us that really doesn't work it. And I said, I think you might be part of my team. And all of a sudden, I think, what had I been here, like almost 4 months?
Yeah.
I started getting added to all of the page. Jeannie's like, whoa, hi, Edith. And I was added to every page. I didn't know I had a Plexus family. Right. And then all of a sudden, all the love came out of the walls. And I'm like, who are these people? And voila, instant family and instant friends. And that's the part that I wouldn't trade that for the world. And Who knew? Who knew it was going to come from, okay, hey, I'll drink that little pink drink. Who knew that this whole thing was going to start from that? I feel so blessed with this.
It's amazing. You bet. Yep, I love that, Edith. I'm glad you brought that up too. So, yes. Let's see. How about Gina? Do you have any questions? No. Louise or Kent, do you guys have any questions? You're always good with questions too.
Hi.
Hi.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay.
One thing that, I mean, this is not about teamwork or anything, but someone today Facebooked about their bursitis. Anybody have anything on plexus and bursitis?
Serena? Nurse Serena? What is that, Serena, first of all?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Bursitis is inflammation of the bursa sacs, and you have several throughout your joints, and they're just basically fluid-filled sacs that help protect the joints. And a lot of times you can bump it really big, and then all of a sudden you get this huge swelling. It's benign, and you just need to let it go down. Or you can get bursitis, which is that inflammation of that lining that goes around the bursa sac, and it can be very painful, and it can be a long, drawn-out process. What I would suggest for that is, one, ice and rest is one of the best things to do for it. Number two is the bromelain and the ease caps, and the natural inflammatory help that comes from the Slim. So I would start those people out on the Slim and the ease caps at the very least, but a lot of times I like to start them out on the Triplex plus ease.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that helps me. They weren't specifically asking me about plexus and their bursitis. They were reaching out, anybody, what can I do about this horrible bursitis I have? So I wanted to get back with them on something.
Awesome. Good job. Thank you, Serena.
Thank you.
Perfect, Louise. Cool. Marcin.
Hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. This is the last time I'm going to send out a bunch of messages just before a meeting. I'm doing them crazy here, and I'm getting distracted. But anyway,
good problem to have.
I think Jane may have already asked you this question. She's got a lady in Vegas that she's an ambassador, and she claims that she hasn't had any upline for a long time, and she wants to get with a team that has an upline, and she wants to start working the business. And so I guess, is there a form or something you can fill out in the back office and submit?
Yes. I told her, good question, Marcin. In the back office, you can go under and there's a sponsor change form. I think it's still in there last time I looked. And Dusty will make sure and confirm that for us, because she just dealt with this today or yesterday. But she can go in there, she can change that. If the form is still in there, Marcin, she can fill out that. Now, in past, I know Plexus will kind of want her to prove that her current upline does not help her, or if they're kind of lost in the radar or whatever, that nobody within her upline helps her. And so a lot of times it's, hey, have they reached out to you and offered help, showing that by any text messages, voice messages, Facebook private messages, whatever. And so I know before that's kind of been one of those things. If the upline is active, it's a little bit harder to prove, but she kind of has to prove her case. So I told Jane, I said, Jane, look in the back office. If she decides to do that, have her fill out that form, and then let me know as soon as she does, because for that situation, that's something I could call in also and find out on my end, if that's a possibility to get her switched over depending on the situation. So that's what I would say. Dusty, is that form still in the back office?
No, okay. It's not back there anymore.
Okay.
You request it. So compliance, or you could have the liaison send it to them to have that request processed. And if they've been an ambassador for quite some time, then they'll have to, like Jeannie said, prove it. It's usually 3 screenshots of reaching out for help, and then they'll tell you to move up the levels to the next active ambassador and get proof of no help there either. And then once they have that, they'll move them.
Okay. Thank you, Dust. So yeah, Marcin, tell Jane to give me her name and her current ambassador ID number, and then I can request. What they'll do is they'll send her an email with that form, and then she can fill out the form from there and then have it processed. So, okay. Thanks, Dusty. Okay. You're welcome. Awesome. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? John does. Go ahead, John.
Yes. If you have a preferred customer, does...
Oh, I lost you, John.
If you have a preferred customer,
okay,
on their 4th month, and they keep ordering the same order, is that order then cheaper on the 4th month?
The 5th one is.
Oh, the 5th one.
Yes, it's the 5th. So they have to order 4 consecutive orders. So 4 months in a row. So January, February, March, April, they have to have a preferred order go out. And then on their 5th order, they get a 10% discount. So then they're down to wholesale pricing by that 5th order.
And it has to be auto ship is what I learned as well.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, John. Good question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, thank you, guys. Isn't that if it... Okay, what's that word, Edith?
Doesn't.
Doesn't. Down.
Correct. It says doesn't change. If they don't change the order, now if they go in and change their order, it takes them back basically to month 1, from what I understand. Because it's got to be like if they're ordering the triplex and they do that for 4 months, then the 5th one is free.
No, I think they can. No, they can. As far as I know, they can edit their order as long as it's a preferred order coming out every single month, right, Dusty?
Good to know.
Okay. Yeah, if it's a preferred, they can go in, they can add product, they can take away product, whatever. They just still have to have product shipped each month, preferred order. Like Libby said, auto shipped for 4 months, then the 5th month is 10%. So go ahead,
They
Dusty.
just can't the order. If they delete the order, it doesn't count. They have to change it. Don't let them delete it. If they delete the whole thing fully, it's like they stopped the order. So,
yeah, thank you, Dust, for adding that.
John was asking that question on my behalf. I had been having computer troubles, but it was my understanding that that has to be the one particular product that they've always ordered. Like this one customer I have, she only wants the slim, and this is her 4th month. I was thinking.
No,
But if she changed to a different product, is everything she gets next month going to be 10% off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can, as long as she's had those, the easiest way is as long as she's had 4 consecutive preferred auto shipped, orders shipped out to her. Then on her 5th order, it's 10% no matter what she has ordered.
Okay.
And then
Fantastic. Fantastic. She might want to order something more next time. Next month. Yay.
That's the hope. That's the hopes too, which is cool because they get that. Then hey, they get that wholesale pricing. Boom. Then they can kind of gives them that little incentive to order extra products. So you bet, Marilyn. Good question.
That's great. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Hey, Marcin, did you have another question? Or is your hand just still? Okay. I'm making sure. All right. Does anybody else have another one before I let you guys go? Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys. And Dusty, thank you for joining and for your help tonight. Sure appreciate it. And thank you guys, as always, for jumping on. Love seeing you guys on Monday evening. I get excited about it. So any other questions you guys think of too, I'll post this call on the team page. And don't hesitate to ask some questions underneath of it. We can start a thread for some newbies, some oldies, anybody for questions. Always good. So, all right, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thanks again, Dust.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, Jane. Thanks, Dusty.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Night all.
Night.
Night.
Thanks, guys.
Like that's the worst part.